Hi guys, today we are going to talk about how to grow from being a freelancer to running a full-fledged agency. Now assume you are a good freelancer, you have a couple of clients and you are generally delivering all your work on time. Now this is a prerequisite to actually trying to become a freelance agency. So the first step to becoming an agency is learning how to manage people. Until now, you were alone, and probably the reason you went on to do freelancing is because you didn't like, being in a large office or being with too many people, etc. But now, from being this, solo performer, you want to create a team around yourself. Now, the easiest way to create a team, or the lowest cost way of creating a team, is to have an intern. Now, when you hire your first intern, and this intern is, could be a distant relative, a junior from your college, or generally you find them online through some, social network, etc. This intern, once you've hired this person will teach you how to become a manager. Because now, when you turn up to office, you are not the only one who is going to office. There is already somebody waiting for you. But this intern will help you free up some of your time, because there are some mundane tasks that you do around your freelancing work that you can offload to them, and by virtue of offloading that work, you actually end up teaching them something. This will also help you brush up your own skill set in the area that you are freelancing. Now, once this intern is stable, right, and I'm saying intern and not an employee, because this is a very low risk, low cost way of learning how to become a manager. When you actually keep your first employee, there is a lot of responsibility on you. The responsibility of running somebody else's career also, guiding them, and underwriting all the risks involved of hiring that person. So you have to be capable enough to pay them every month, make sure they have enough work in their platter, and then also guide them to become better at their core skills. Now, when you hire your first employee, you should generally hire for the same skill set that you have. So you do not hire, say, an employee to manage your finances, or your employee to manage, sales or client servicing. You actually, so assuming if you're a recruiter and your work is to go find candidates on LinkedIn, your first hire should be doing exactly that. Now, it may take up to 3 to 4 hires to actually get your first hire to be stable. Basically, you're trying to find the right fit of saying, I'm more comfortable with, this particular person, or, I am more comfortable with their skill set or their attitude towards work or the pay scale that they're expecting. Generally, getting the right person in the first go is very difficult. And you'd be very lucky if the first person you hired and they stay with you for the 6 months. So if you get this first stable person for 6 months straight, right, without you being irritated about their presence in the office, and they actually looking up to you, saying they have something to learn from you, you have now become an agency. You have one full-time person working for you, and you are responsible for their payrolls and their career growth. The second step would be to replicate that same skill from 1 to 3. Now, at this position, assuming you were paying X dollars to this one employee that you had, now you have to pay 3x dollars because you have 3 employees. At this moment, your personal cash flow will go down because you have the same set of clients, but you have more mouths to feed, right? So now there will be a pressure on you to get more clients. But the good part is that you have a lot of free time, because the same task that you were doing about finding candidates, etc., that has been taken care by your employees. Also, the amount of effort that you spent in training your first employee will be reduced significantly, because now this first employee can handhold this second employee and at least get them on board and teach whatever skills that they already have. So if you spent like 100 hours with the first employee, probably the second employee will take only 50 or 40 hours of your time. Now at this point, you have people who are ready to work, but you do not have enough clients. I mean, your client base is not growing. Now that is the area for you to focus. But parallelly, what you have to make sure is, while these guys are working, the client servicing is still being done by you. So for the client, nothing has changed. They were giving you some work earlier also, now also they are giving you that work, and this should be a good reality check for you, saying, is the quality of work going down or is it consistent? I would say if you're doing 9 on 10 earlier and you're doing 8 on 10 now, this is great output. So you've hired your three employees, your quality is still consistent. Now is the time to go aggressive and get more clients. And this will happen again, you've got from 0 clients to a stable freelance career. Mostly these things happen through referrals. You have some happy clients, you knock on their doors again and say, if they have more referrals to give. Or now you actually go doing some kind of marketing on various networking events or networking sites and get more clients. Now this is going to be very difficult because until now the clients were coming to you and you were taking these clients at your own pace. But now, because there are 3 employees waiting for you, you have to become aggressive in marketing. Over time, what you'll realize is the client servicing part can again be delegated to one of these 3 people. The ones that you've hired, one of them is probably good at talking to clients, etc. And now you can disclose to the client saying, I'm trying to grow my team, so this person will be talking to you, but if there are any exceptions, I'm still available. Now, if you take a step back from here, you've actually, automated the whole thing. You have a set of clients who are being serviced, who are paying you on time, but you do not need to work. So even if you take like a 5 days holiday, the hell is not breaking loose on you. But now this part of growing the client base is the new skill that you need to learn. Parallelly, the finance and accounts work will increase because now you are managing 3 employees, their insurance, their payrolls, etc. But the finance part, the accounts part is still a smaller part. You can still outsource that work to a good accountant. Right? But the growth with respect to client is what you have to work on. And once you've found a way to get 3 more clients, right, by cold outreach or through warm referrals, etc., this is the time to hire a full-time sales guy, because now this sales guy knows what your formula is. You are more clear about what your formula is, right? You know what kind of pitch works with a client, you know how much time it takes to convert a new client. So you can set the expectations right with this new person. So by now you have 3 full-time people doing what you were doing. You have 1 sales guy. One of these 3 people is also doing client servicing, and your accounts part is outsourced. Right? So you become from a solo performer freelancer, you've now become a 5-people agency. Right? And this is how most agencies grow, and this is the ideal career path of most freelancers. They do not remain freelancer for a long time. They will always grow into an agency, and most agencies actually start from one person being a freelancer. Right? And this will help you get to a very stable and steady growth. From here on, you can keep adding people to each department, to client servicing, to the core skill, say, which is hiring and recruiting, and the sales part. You can keep adding more people and grow this into a really large agency. Hope this helps you in the growth of your career. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments below.